Hey, it's Chris from Phase Fun Creations. I have been MIA for quite a while. First thing I want to say is any music you may hear in the background, I do not have the rights or royalties to. It is on my local radio station, so don't flag me for that. I don't own the music. That being said, I have been playing around with UV resin, and the brand I've been using has been my Let's Resin. And I'm been having a lot of fun with it. So first off, I will show you things that I've done a while back. These were two of my very early pieces. Before I do that, let me pause you for just a moment, see if I can find a nice dark background to put them on, and I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that, guys. As I was saying, this is the darkest I could get. So let me see if I can zoom that back out just a little bit. There we go. Hopefully this will work okay. So one of my earliest pieces was this beautiful little piece. It's got a couple of dried flowers in there. I used some of it's like little dried flowers you buy off of Amazon or craft stores, Hobby Lobby, Michaels, that kind of thing. And then I also used I think I got this at like Hobby Lobby or Michaels as well. But it's the Starry Night colorant. It's just a little additive for your UV resin pigment. It's a UV resin pigment. And this is the gold. And as you can see, you got to shake it up real good. But that's what is in the background on this beautiful creamy, you can see that really pretty shimmer. So that was one of my first pieces that I've ever done a couple years ago. And I kept that in the next piece for a while because I wanted to have something on hand to show progress in my craft, if you will. So this one was an ocean theme. You see it really pretty, luminescent miniature seashell. You can tell it's smaller than my thumbnail. And it's just UV resin with a little bit of blue sand, which I still, yep, there we go. I think this is the right one. Anyways, a little bit of blue sand, local craft store. I believe it was a Dollar Tree for that. The seashells I found, oh gosh, I don't even remember where I found the shells. It might have been Amazon. But just a cute little seashell I threw in there, and you can tell it's got a little air bubble or two, but that goes along with the whole under the sea thing, and it's got a cute little eye hook on there. So those were my first attempts. Now this piece I think was regular resin, and I used a mica powder on the dragonfly mold. But if you look really, really close, let me get my little stick. Where did I put my little craft stick at? There you are. If you look very, very closely, you can see along this top edge, those are actually tiny little crystallized beads that I put on the tail. There you go. See them a little better now. I just kind of put them up through there inside the mold before I poured my resin. Same thing with this side. No, actually, I apologize. There are no beads there. That is actually part of the mold. But I use colors to kind of represent a marcasite crystal. So, and this was with regular resin, but it was also a Let's Resin brand. And I was just kind of playing around, trying to do some of the ocean theme, with that piece. That might have been UV resin, I can't remember. So, a couple days ago, I'm like, I haven't done any UV resin pieces for a while. And this, hopefully it won't be too long of a video, but this little video is my way to kind of bring attention to some of the smaller and more intricate pieces that I've been trying to work on. So this one, I used, if I can find the fabric, that I used. Here we go. I used a piece, and I probably didn't really need it, but this is like a really, really soft velvet type of fabric. And it's really smooth and non-textured on the other side. So I traced around one of my bezels, not sure what you call them, and I did a little pink fabric inlay. This is a top coat I did after I was finished. Kind of domed it up a little bit. And then I added, you've seen me play around with these little crystals with a couple of the little tabletop that I did for myself, and in the cutting board that I made for a friend of mine's mom for Thanksgiving. I got these from a local, what do you call it? It's one of those places, there's people that sell like the crystals and, you know, all that kind of stuff. They sell like, you know, oops, sorry, didn't mean to bounce you, like marcasite and different crystals. So with that being said, the heart right here in the center is one of those little pieces of the polyurethane that I poured. So I put one of the little hearts inside the big heart and just kind of stored the rest of them in this little jar, which I also made with polyurethane on my last video, I believe. And then I used UV resin, and I put some crushed glass. Again, a dollar store or a Hobby Lobby, somewhere like that. Put the crushed glass on the bottom and put some of those little crushed crystals around the top, and then I did like a double coating on the top of this, just to add a little bit of color and enhancement. After that, I did another ocean themed kind of piece, and I absolutely love this piece. This is one of my favorites. Now again, I went in with the Starry Sky Gold, like I did with this one. And I added another seashell and some clear resin. I had a couple seashells. I don't know if you can see them. But, try to get that. There we go. You can see kind of like, almost like a three-dimensional ocean wave. So this is one of my favorites. I did not do a coating on the back. I wasn't too worried about that one. After that one, I'm going to show you my absolute favorite last. Because that was... not that, but my favorite is not the last piece I did, but it should have been. So I then did another heart, different shape, different bezel, and I just kind of put a little UV resin down, and then I used some of the colored foil that you just kind of tack onto like your silicone molds, and then I tossed a little bit of glitter into the UV resin and kind of mix that all together. And then I got stickers from Temu, and I'm going to be playing around with some more of these. I just got some non-Christmas ones today, which is February 26th, maybe. But these cute little stickers came with like all kinds of, and they were like $6. So I got a bunch of those. I'll be playing around with those. But it also came with this little sheet. So I cut off one of these little white flowers. And I mixed some of the Glitter Lambs Warlock Spells glitter. And there's their website, glitterlambs.com. I am not an affiliate. Or Warlock Spells, excuse me. And it is a beautiful shades of purple that throws like multiple blues and greens in there. I absolutely love that one. And then I used some paper flowers. I'm not sure where I put those at. I know I had them, but I can't for the life of me remember where I might have put them after I was finished. But anyway, they were something that I found at, again, Hobby Lobby or Michael's, Dollar Tree, something to that effect. So I put down my glitter inside. Now I also used that, the gold, no, I used the blue, Starry Night blue, I believe it was. Like a baby blue, maybe? I used a purple. That's what it was. I used like a purple, but you can't really tell it in this one. But I put that on the base layer really, really thin, and I found these cute little paper flowers. Like I said, I think I got them from like Hobby Lobby, Michael's, Dollar Tree. And these little leaves were out of the same pack as those. And then, of course, the little sticker. And this was a really pretty golden hued. I didn't realize I had trimming on that side to do. Okay. But this is like a really pretty bronzy goldish bezel. There's the other side. You can see it's very translucent. And so I did like 2 or 3 coats of those as well. My next piece that I did is supposed to be a glow-in-the-dark piece with moss agate, which I had also picked up at Michael's. And I figured, St. Patrick's Day is coming up, and here's some of the stones that I picked up. But I thought, St. Patty's Day is coming up, so I did an orange background. It's supposed to be glow-in-the-dark, and I used, let's see, where did I put that one? There you are. It is Light Wish. I can't remember who. It may have been either Claire from, excuse me, Claire's Crafty Corner or Wendy from Tomb Pish, but one of them talked about the Light Wish brand glow-in-the-dark resins. So this is the one I put on the back of that one. Now, I don't know if you're supposed to use a whole lot of that to get it to glow correctly, but I thought it was really pretty regardless. It goes really well with the green, so it'd be really cool for St. Patty's Day. So there's that one. Then I did a white background. Of course, it's clear, but it's supposed to glow in the dark white. Again, it is the Light Wish UV resin. And then I added some more of those really pretty crystals. Now, it is very translucent. You can kind of see through it, maybe. I don't know if you can get that or not. There you go. Kind of shows it. But it's got like some moss agate. It's got, oh goodness, there's got some lapis lazuli. It's got some amethyst, howlite, red jasper, I think might be in there, some amethyst. There's a lot. There's a piece of tiger eye on the back of it right there. There's at least 2 pieces of tiger's eye in there. So I just kind of put that and did multiple layers of the UV resin with that one. And that brings me down to my very favorite, absolute phenomenal piece that I have made so far. And it is a very translucent. You can see the scissors behind it. But if you put your hand behind it, you can see that beautiful holographic glitter. And that was the Let's Resin holographic powder. And what I did was I put a very, very thin layer on the back side. Really, really super thin, just enough to kind of put a base on it. And then I coated the daylights out of it with that really pretty holographic glitter. And it added some steampunk gears and timepiece kind of pieces. So that is my favorite piece so far. And I brought up the stickers because these are going to be some of my next works, because they've got like some really cute couple stickers in here, which I wish that I had come in before Valentine's Day. I could have really made some pretty coasters. There's like 3 sheets of them in a package. These were the ones from Temu. And I, being a beekeeper by trade, if you will, I had to get some honeybee themed stickers. These, I believe, are the, oh, what do they call these? The UV DTF or whatever they're called. I'm not real sure. I could pull it up but anyway, I did get these off of Temu. I believe these are the DTF or however they pronounce it. Unfortunately, this is only one page of these. It makes me very sad. But I absolutely, turn these around the right way. I absolutely love these. These are so pretty. And I actually have a coaster mold. I could do a set of 6 with these. And these were like $2 for the packet. Which, like I said, unfortunately was only one page for those. And the last set for the summer, for now, they are also honeybee related, of course. Which, you know, I gotta rave about the honeybees. When they say save the bees, you know, this is kind of my way of doing it. And again, unfortunately, it's only one page, but there are 9 adorable little bees on each page, on this page. So these will probably go in a coaster or maybe a tabletop. I'm not sure how I want to use those yet, but guys, be patient with me. Currently I'm dealing with a back injury, so things are a little crazy right now. However, I am not giving up. You are not going to be done seeing me for a while, so bear with me. I'm also going to be trying later on the chameleon powder or the micro powders, either one, on actual resin. I found these, and they are from Hobby Lobby. I got them on clearance. Oh gosh, I don't even know how long ago. But as you can tell, these are also honeybee related. So I think they might have been for like Valentine's Day. Be mine, honey, queen, happy. But so keep your eyes open for those. I'll be using the stencils on other pieces. They are reusable, so that's really cool. But that's all I have for you today, guys. I have another craft that I'm working on. When I get it finished, I'll show you the finished product, and then I'll teach you how to do it yourself. Okay? So until next time, I'll see you all on the flip side. Have a blessed day. Bye for now.